exploring the intersections of paradox, information, and complexity in the origins of life. Introduction. The origin of life is a complex question that intersects multiple disciplines, including biology, philosophy, and theology. Among the various theories proposed to explain life's beginnings, the paradoxes encountered in evolutionary biology, particularly those surrounding simple organisms like amoebas, invite rigorous examination. This essay will delve into the paradox regarding the amoeba's development, the concept of irreducible complexity, and the philosophical challenges posed by these topics. Ultimately, it will argue that these considerations invoke a critical perspective on evolutionary theory and may support a creationist viewpoint as the only plausible explanation for the origin of life. The paradox of the amoeba. The paradox regarding the first amoeba highlights a fundamental question in the study of life's origins. Which essential functions, eating, digesting, or expelling waste, developed first? This inquiry raises profound issues about the nature of early life forms and their capabilities. If amoebas, or similar unicellular organisms, were the first cells to exist, one must consider the sequence of evolutionary adaptations necessary for survival. This paradox suggests an inherent flaw within the framework of evolution. If these processes did not develop simultaneously, it raises the question of how the organism could sustain itself at all. Moreover, the second part of the paradox asks a critical question. What did the first amoeba eat? This inquiry leads to further complications in evolutionary narratives, which often lack satisfactory answers and rely on assumed intermediates that remain undocumented within fossil or biological records. Such gaps in scientific explanation fuel ongoing debates regarding the validity of evolutionary claims. Irreducible complexity and information theory. To reinforce the challenge posed by these paradoxes, proponents of intelligent design often reference the concept of irreducible complexity. This idea suggests certain biological systems cannot be simplified without losing their essential function, implying that such systems, like the cellular mechanisms of an amoeba, require all components to be present from the outset. The irreducible complexity argument challenges the gradualism assumed in evolutionary theory, positing that some structures may not have arisen through a series of small, cumulative changes, but rather must have been designed as fully functional entities. Additionally, the concept of genetic information, elaborated upon by theorists like Stephen Meyer, posits that the information contained within DNA is inherently complex and requires an intelligent source. The arrangement and functioning of amino acids and nucleotides in even the simplest forms of life exceed the limits of spontaneous generation. As biological systems are discovered to be increasingly intricate, the proposition that life could stem from random chemical processes becomes increasingly untenable within a scientific context. Philosophical paradoxes and scientific methodology. The interplay between philosophical paradoxes and the scientific method deepens the discourse surrounding the origins of life. Philosophical inquiry often challenges existing paradigms, providing a space for critical analysis of the assumptions underlying scientific theories. While science relies on evidence-based investigation, it is crucial to acknowledge that some aspects of life's origins remain less understood. The emphasis on empirical data cannot fully absolve the gaps in the evolutionary narrative when confronting the question of how life originated from non-life, a concept reminiscent of spontaneous generation, which has been widely discredited. Creation as a plausible explanation. As one grapples with these paradoxes, the argument emerges that creationism presents itself as a compelling alternative to evolutionary explanations. Creation posits that life does not require a naturalistic explanation that aligns with the principles of evolution. Instead, it attributes the origins of life to a purposeful design by a creator. This perspective is fortified by the growing recognition of informational complexities and irreducible systems that challenge purely naturalistic accounts. Conclusion. In conclusion, the paradox of the amoeba, the concepts of irreducible complexity and information theory, and the philosophical considerations surrounding the scientific method provide a rich tapestry of inquiry into the origins of life. The unresolved questions regarding early cellular development reveal significant gaps in evolutionary theory and signal the need for reconsideration of the assumptions underpinning it. Ultimately, this examination points toward creation as a feasible and compelling explanation for the complexity and design observed in the biological world, challenging the prevailing paradigms and inviting an ongoing dialogue about the origins and development of life on Earth.